Hey, welcome whoever just came in. Just getting started here. Just got the forge heated up. Let's see here. I wonder if it automatically. There. Let's see what that does. All right. Yep. Well, we're I've got some leaf style bottle openers I've got to get made today. So that's what I'll be working on. Figured I may as well bring folks along in case anyone's interested. But it is chilly out here today. Oh, all right. There it says I'm back. I don't know what that was. Weird. A little bit of warmth at the anvil here before I start pounding. I'm not working on anything real big. Just some bottle openers here today, so I'm not real worried about it. No one's there, so that's cool. Chance to. Lost my shot. Hey, someone's here. Nope, not anymore. Nope. Hello, someone's here. Almost hot. And hello, whoever just came in. Glad to have you. Somebody's there. And gone. One near there. Oh, hey, someone's here. How you doing? We're making bottle openers. got I got a dozen I need to make, so I'm kind of going stepwise here. Doing this much first, the bottle opening end. Once I got a bunch of those, I'll come back and the what'll hopefully be the pretty end. It's gonna get sort of a leaf design on it. But it's a chilly one today. Not too bad. 20 degrees or so. Nice snow. A little just light snow falling. Well, all right. Well, we know someone's here. We just don't know who that someone is. That's all right. That's all right. Hey, yeah. Oh, hello, oh wise one. I like it. I like the name. Well, hopefully we can maybe not you. Even if we can't keep you entertained, hopefully we don't get you too bored here. Nothing too crazy, just making making some bottle openers. You from up here in the frozen north there, oh wise one? Massachusetts. Nice. Well, here's a don't know what it's like out in Massachusetts right now, but here's what it looks like in our here. Little snowy here today. Oh, now I got to get my camera all wiggled back into place. Sorry for the earthquake looking thing here. Do you get much snow in Massachusetts? I can't say I've had the pleasure of making it to the northeast coast. Went to the southeast coast when I was little, but well, I guess I went once in college too. But not much for snow. Yeah, you know, as much as us Midwesterners tend to grumble about the cold and the snow, I tell you what, I don't know that I could live without a little bit of winter. I sure think I appreciate summer a lot more when I have to put up. Yeah, I think without winter, yeah, without getting some. Well, let's see, what did we have? We had 30 something below it was here a couple of weeks ago, which is chilly. It's hard. You don't go outside much when it's that cold, but tell you what, sure makes you appreciate 20 degrees a lot more. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, you can kind of see it. So that, let me get my test bottle. So, oh, no, I got to open it up a little bit more. Not quite going to grab. So I got to open that up a little more so that it can grab the bottle. Grab the cap. But a little more warm for that one. So these bottle openers, I'm not totally sure what bottle openers will be used for in this case, but had a um, history museum in Wisconsin contacted me, asked if I could make some Flint strikers for them, and sounds like they're going to use them with school groups going out talking about Voyager era history. So I got to get some of those made too. But they also wanted a dozen bottle openers. So not sure what they're doing with bottle openers with a bunch of kids groups, but that's what we're making them for. I'm not sure that's gonna grab it either, but let's see. Yep. One more tweak. It's been, well, it was probably last, June or July was the last time I was making this style of bottle opener out here. So I kind of got to brush some of the dust off of my design memory here. There we go. Now we fit. There we fit. There we go. All right. And we cut it off. Hey, thanks. Are you a blacksmith hobby by trade by anything, or just came by to see what's going on? Oh, we got two. Someone's joining the wise man. A wise one. Sorry. I presume. All right. There's two. I'll put this one back in the heat. Getting close to the end, though. I'm not going to be able to hold it by hand much longer. Anything that is not too modern. Gotcha. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to not only see the way things used to be done, but to try them that way. And a lot of my stuff ends up being a mix of old and new. I built my forge out of scrap with my son a few years back. So it's not a traditional forge, but the hand blower here, as well as my anvil, both of those were farm tools. Those came out of too much. These both came out of my let's see. I think I figure it would have been great grandpa. So my parents both grew up in north central North Dakota, and my mom grew up on the farm that my great grandpa homesteaded when they immigrated from Sweden. And the anvil here, as well as the blower for the forge, are the ones that were used on the farm. So these were yeah, these were the farm tools that this was the, you know, every chip and ding out of this anvil is a plow blade or a horseshoe or something that grandpa or great grandpa or great great grandpa had to fix. So it's kind of fun to be able to use those traditional tools. It's nice though, starting to warm up my little corner here. The board just starting to radiate out a little bit. No, I had to use a different. And started doing the leaf end on that one, so this particular set of tongs doesn't want to hold it. Whew. This one's cold. Good stuff. Almost there. Hey, the cold tongs are warm now. So wise one, are you still watching, or did you take off? Ooh, snow's blowing in. Huh. Oh, crazy. So with so the snow that's fallen is just kind of this sleety little pellety stuff, right? It's crazy. If you've ever had your hands really cold and then go put them under run them under even cold water, how your body, your skin, can interpret that cold as hot. And so it's not uncommon when you're blacksmithing to get a little spark and whatnot coming off of the forge that'll burn your skin a little. Yeah, just these little burns on there. But as I was standing by the forge here, as the snow was blowing in a little bit and hitting my arm, it felt like little burns, but it was just the cold from the snow. My skin not knowing how to interpret that. That's an interesting experience there. It's a new one. New one for me. See how close our fit on this one is. Nope, not quite. Actually, I gotta thin that out. That's all right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm making a few. I've got, let's see. Well, they wanted a dozen of them, and I've got 2 done. So I got to get 10 of them made. I don't know that I'm going to get all of that done today. We've got three kids between the ages of 11 and 2 months. And one of the kiddos is up with my wife at a live show up here about an hour or so away, a Paw Patrol show, and I gotta straighten that whole thing out. Okay, and the other kiddos are off having their own adventures, so I've got a little bit of time to get some work done on this here. And the museum that wants these needs them by springtime when school groups are starting to come through. So that means I gotta do some winter snow. Gotta shovel the snow away from the forge to get them done. But it's fun that they'll be able to go get used by kids. It's fun. I'm a teacher by trade, so between being a parent and a teacher, I'm pretty excited that some kids groups will be able to use what I'm making here. So yeah, and I'm not quite sure how they're going to use bottle openers with the kids. I don't know if they're going to be like in the gift shop, or if these are they're going to have reenactors or something. I'm not sure, but so here, as I folded up that end, the bottle opener end, I just kept tweaking it and playing with it, and didn't just leave well enough alone. And because I futzed with it so much, it got all way wonky, bent out of shape, and it just wasn't coming back together how I wanted it. So that's the beauty of working with steel here, is I just straighten it all back out again, and I'll rebend the whole thing here. It'll work fine. That's one of the things I like about blacksmithing that's a little different from woodworking, is if I don't like how I just straighten it back out again and do it all over. And sometimes it was better. It would have been better to just leave it alone the first time. Sometimes it's way better. Now, so I'm just using the snow here to cool down the part that I already bent so that it doesn't bend so much as I try to get the rest of it to go. Oh, that's such a strange feeling. The snow hitting my arm and feeling like a burn. That's interesting. That's an interesting one. There we go. Oh yeah, that one's gonna be better. One more little tweak here. Oh, I saw something popped up. What was it? Oh. Oop, there we go. Yeah, Alan. And that's an awfully common reality for me too with woodworking, I think, is it's a one-try thing, and then it well, most of my projects end up taking more than one try. So I'm not an expert woodworker by any stretch of the imagination, but I do enjoy it. It is fun. Just like this. I am by no means a professional blacksmith, but you know, that's a fun thing to do. I've made some pretty useful stuff. I've made taken some old railroad spikes, and I'll turn them into slingshots. Those go over pretty well with the kids. May have just closed that too much. All right, let's see if it fits. Oh, closed it down too much. Now, if I was a little more industrious here. Yeah, there we go. Perfect fit. Right there. Beautiful. That's what we needed. If I was a little more industrious here, what I should have done is built a little jig for that twist so I could bend it around, but that's the fun part. I don't get to swing a hammer on a jig. Hey, we're up to 3. Yeah, happy New Year. Yeah, I'm always a little worried when I'm putting the hot steel on to test the fit there that it's gonna bust the bottle opener. Although this has been my bottle opener testing bottle out in the garage here for almost 2 years now. It's a rhubarb wine, a homemade rhubarb wine inside of there. And last winter I had it sitting right by an uninsulated window when it was 20 below, and it didn't freeze. So whatever's inside there is going to help hold up to a pretty good beating, I think. Or pretty good, yeah. There, that part's good. So we'll cut it off. Yeah, another fine example of, well, not entirely traditional here in my shop. My cutoff tool, instead of a nice fancy hardy tool, I just got it's just an old chisel that came out of a dumpster somewhere. But you know what? It works just fine. 3 out of 10. We're making progress. Now this one, I already got to start to the leaf end of it. So we'll see if we can't, maybe we can get this one totally done. That'd be nice. But get the opener end done here first. Now, I'd be curious if anybody's familiar with thermite. Here's a bit of a transition here. I have heard of people taking this slag steel. So this is the oxide that comes off of the steel, and given that it's black, not sort of that orange rust color, does make me kind of think it could be the iron 3, not the iron 2 oxide that's used in making thermite. So I am kind of curious, if I took some of that stuff, mixed it in with some powdered aluminum, if I could make a little bit of thermite, which if you've never seen, it's pretty fun. It's pretty interesting. It's a chemical reaction that's hot enough to melt iron. A little more heat on that. Oh, we were briefly up to 4. We're back down to 3. Yeah, I've done. I do thermite almost every year in my classroom, and it's a fun one to show. So it would be kind of fun to try. I certainly have plenty of that slag there. Get a little bit more every time I heat something up, so. Go a little further. Well, you know, and I suppose, well, it won't be today, but maybe another day I'll have to try it. I've got some scrap aluminum back there that I could just grind on the grinder for a while, get a little pile of aluminum, go with my little pile of steel. It'd be kind of fun. Now, I have done bottle openers before, too, with just this first twist. That go on like this, and then you twist it that way. But they're a little less intuitive on how they work when folks are trying to use them, so I don't really do them that way very often. They're easier to make, because you just need the one curl, not 2. But I usually like the way those little double curl ones turn out. Holy cow, we just hit the hour mark. I can't believe I've already been out here an hour. Doesn't feel like it. Time flies when you're having fun. Or so they say. Ooh, I think I should stretch this out a little more. So as I had started with a piece about a foot or so long, and I got one, two, three, those three others cut off of it already. And now on the end there, I had just that little bit left. And it's just a little shorter than I want it to be, so I'm just extending the steel out a little bit here. So stretching it out and thinning it out a little, which does make the steel a little thinner. So if I go too far, I'm going to have to start worrying about it being strong enough to not break when it's used. But bottle caps don't require that much effort to get off, so I'm not real worried about it. It'd have to be mighty thin. Well, you think about how thin some of that steel on a commercial bottle opener is. So I'd have to get it mighty thin before I'm going to have to be worried about it actually breaking. What did he do? There. Now let's bend it back over. That one gave me a little trouble. That one wanted to twist on me. All right, that's going to take a little cleanup on that one. Clean up aisle 5. Yeah. Now the funny part is, if I was, you were to watch some of these YouTube guys that are professional blacksmiths, boy, I tell you, a dozen bottle openers like this would take them practically no time at all. They'd be done, and heck, they probably have all dozen done in this hour here. But that's not me. Yeah. But they'd have also, they'd have to get them all done in an hour, because that's all the time they would have to spend on it. If it took them any longer, they'd be losing money. I'm just here to get my hobby paid for. If I can sell a few bottle openers, then I can afford the next batch of steel to make a few more. All right, let's see now. Oop. Thought it was too close, so I opened it up a little more. Ended up opening it up too far. I'm gonna give it a little more. Gotta close it up a little now. Which I guess when you're shopping for handmade, that's really what you're shopping for, is messed up several times, right? Someone who knew that it was messed up, so they knew to fix it. Ha! I tell you. Almost there. Hey, we're back up to 3. There we go. There we fit. So there's yep, number 4. And this one here, so you can kind of get where should I put it? Let's put it so you can kind of so you got the bottle opener and then the spaded out part. We're gonna try to get some leaf patterning in there. And well, we got it. Let's see if we can't make that happen here now rather than putting it off for later. So we can heat up the flat part now. That. Well, snow's coming down again. We got about 3 inches this morning, and then it stopped for a couple hours, and now we're snowing again. Forecast has gone down, but towards the end of last week, the forecast was for an extra 19 inches of snow this week. I think it's looking like we're only going to get probably 10 inches to a foot or so over the course of the whole week, which isn't too bad. All right, so now I'm going to take a chisel here and mark some lines on this flat part to mimic the spine on a leaf. Whew. Cold though, this stuff's losing my heat fast here, so I might have to cold pound some of this in. Now, I'm not cutting through it. I'm just trying to mark some lines. To again show that, kind of mimic that rib pattern on a leaf. Too much coffee this morning or not enough though? My hands are a little on the shaky side today. Now, other side. Because it couldn't have anything to do with the cold chisel in my hands either. Now, I've seen guys that are really good at their craft and far more patient than I am, who have made oak leaves and maple leaves, and boy, some of them they look just like they took a little leaf right off of an oak or a maple tree and dipped it right into the steel. Now, screw it back out a little. There. And it's showing not really very well. Let's see if I can make it show up better. There it is. See, the ribs kind of make it look like a leaf. So we get this sort of a leaf pattern here on the opener. So that is per ear done. Still got to take it over to a wire wheel and clean up some of the oxidation and stuff. And I'll do this quick. You see how it bows a little bit. So we'll try to flatten that out. So one more time heating it up. Actually, you know what? Why the heck not? Let's put a little twist right there. Twists make everything look prettier. So, but I gotta get that. Whew. Spent too much time doing that. The fire almost went out in my forge. Get that cranked back up. Yep, so if I need a dozen, and I've got 4, third of the way there. This is gonna, take me a little time. That's right. A few nice days like this, we'll have her done. Okay, now I gotta be careful not to grab the blade or the leaf side of this too much, because a little bit, because these pliers I'm using to hold it are they've got little ridges that pliers have, normal pliers, little teeth on them there, and I don't want to dig that texture into the hot steel. I use the grinder and I ground those ridges down a little bit, but it's still there. Huh. That's crazy. Little piece of, I use little scraps of wood to start the forge. A little piece of that hadn't burnt through. Get that back down there. Let that burn up. Okay, now well, I don't think that's gonna work as well as I had hoped. There we go. Squaring that out a little bit. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to adjust the camera so you can see the vise. I'm going to heat this up one more time, put it in the vise, and try to get a little twist right there. Fairly decent chance that I end up ruining this whole thing. But if it works, if it looks how I want it to look, it'll be pretty slick. So while that's heating, just right there. Okay, so here's the old post vise. Again, it's out of the same farmstead as the anvil and the blower here out of Grandpa's old farm. So I got to try to get that opener hot without getting the leaf part of it too hot. We'll move it over to the vise and try to give it a little twist. Okay. So clamp that down. My twisting wrench. And foobar. Didn't think that through, did I? That's right. I'm gonna get it. Still time. Still got a little heat to finish my twist here. I'll show you what I messed up in just a sec. I should have known better. I did know better. I just didn't think of it in time. All right. I'll have to heat it up again to finish fixing it. Yeah, it's just fine. Heat's cheap. Let me clean it up here so you can see better. Ooh, that is going to be nice once I fix it, though. So when I grabbed it and started to twist, this end with the bottle opener twisted too. I was trying to grab just the back so that that wouldn't happen, but I wasn't quite successful on my attempt. That's all right. I do like how it's looking, though. It'll be worth it if I can get it to work. And again, if not, steel's forgiving. I'll just straighten the whole thing out and rebend it into place. It fortunately did not seem to mess up the leaf pattern itself at all, so we'll just go again. Be fine. I do want to get one complete 360 twist on it. I got it about 90 degrees now, and it looks kind of cool. But I want the leaf pattern so that when you've got the bottle, when you've got it positioned on the bottle, the leaf markings point up. So I do want to do a little tweaking on it here. Okay, fix this first. Okay, now, I got about 180 degrees, so I don't got to go too much more. But I'm going to try to focus the rest of the twist. Oh, no, actually, I'm going to do it as a reverse twist. You'll see. You'll see. It'll be slick. It'll be slick. Slick as snot. Or it'll either be slick as snot or it'll ruin the whole thing. That's right. Then it goes into the scrap bucket and we start over. That's all right. That is why I'm glad I don't do this professionally. You know, that was my dad loves working on cars. And something he said that has stuck with me my entire life is that, you know, the reason why he never wanted to be a mechanic because he'd then take a perfectly good hobby and turn it into work. And I do not want to take my perfectly good hobby and turn it into work. It is fun, yeah, because I've got the Etsy shop and I've got a few things. Yeah, I can get some money out of it, but if I don't sell a single thing for 3 years, it doesn't matter. I don't have to stress out about whether or not I'm paying my bills, which is nice. Oh yeah, it's not the reverse twist I was going for. It's just a straight twist, but I always think it's, you know, crazy how much of a difference a twist makes in things. You look at it and be like, a little wiggle in the steel isn't going to make it look that much different. Ooh, I do now got to refit it to the bottle though. You know, at first thought, it's like, how can it make that much difference? But boy, it really does. The putting a twist in a straight section is something that in the steel, to me, kind of is like when you put the clear coat on woodworking stuff, when you put the finish on it, and how the grain and the texture and everything just pops out more. That's kind of how it feels when you do a twist. Like, yeah, this looks good. And then you put a twist in, you're like, oh, this looks real good. Technical term, by the way. Real good. 2 O's. Yeah, I may have opened it too much again. No, a little tweak, and then we'll be perfect. Did I miss anything here? Half dagger, yeah. Yeah, that's, yeah, it is a lot of snow. But that's winter. Winter in Minnesota. Don't you know? Well, all right. I know what I want to do is, here, and we thought we were done. Yeah, of course not. This is what happens. I just start fiddling and tweaking with stuff, and rather than leaving well enough alone, an hour later, I'm still fiddling and tweaking with it. That's all right. It's part of what makes it fun. And there we go. I think we fit now. Yep, that would open it. That'll open it better. So, look at that. Here's one. Let's grab it. More like this. Completely done. Well, okay, not completely done. I still need to hit it with a wire wheel and all that jazz. But we'll set it over on the fire bricks to cool. And I'll get some more steel in the fire. Whew, my toes are starting to get cold, though. I have to go put on my warm boots instead of my regular boots. All right. I'm gonna have to get some more coal in the forge pretty soon too. Oop. Back to work. Oh. All right. one that I had actually started Cramony almost 2 years ago and never did anything with, so we'll repurpose for this one. Just cut the end that I was monkeying with off. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About half. Although, I guess I haven't done anything with this one in a while, so let's actually double check and make sure that it's gonna fit our test bottle here. Oh yeah. Perfect. That was an easy one. Set that over there to cool along with scraps too. We've got this. Maybe I'll shift gears a little bit and see how this works. So this is a little piece of an old file, and yeah, let's get that nice and warm here. So files are made of steel with a lot more carbon content in them, so they are hardenable. The steel I was using for those bottle openers, there's really nothing you can do to make that a real hard steel, which is what you want if you're making something that needs to hold an edge or something like that. One of the other things this museum wants is flint strikers. The way a flint striker works is when you hit it on the flint, it actually breaks pieces off that sends the sparks, and for that you need a good real hard steel. So this file here is a good hard steel that I can use for making flint strikers. So, seems how I'm getting a little tired of I'm only 5 in, and I'm already getting tired of bending bottle openers. Let's try see if we can't get a flint striker out of the deal here. Because they wanted 18 of those, so, and they take a little longer anyway. So I know they take longer than this. I'm out here an hour and a half, and I got almost halfway done. That bodes well. All right, but I got some nice hard steel here. Now with the steel I was using for those bottle openers, it's pretty forgiving stuff. As it starts to cool down, I can usually keep hitting it. I'm not going to really cause much damage to it. But this higher carbon content stuff is far less forgiving. If I keep hitting that once it starts to cool off, then I'm liable to, it's very likely that I would break it. So you gotta be a little more careful with this stuff. Okay, that's getting there. Let's see, I need a sacrificial thing. Well, not sacrificial, but a temporary use thing here. Well, yeah. So to harden up this flint striker, if I do get it all to the point of being done, I quench it in some vegetable oil. And that vegetable oil has been in the garage, so it is cold. So I'll have to preheat it before I do anything with it. But we're not there yet anyway. We're getting that flattened out. I don't really want to go much thinner here. I don't have a very good surface for striking a spark. So I'm going to start drawing out the two ends here to make my handles. And in fact, I'm going to start with this other side because it's already a little thinner. And this is actually moving pretty nice. This steel is, sometimes it's a pain in the derriere, but it's playing nice right now. So we might finish this striker. That'd be nice. It'd be good to have one of those done. 1 down, 17 to go. If we can get it done. I hope I have enough steel for him. I'm sort of taking inventory of the high carbon stuff I've got sitting around, and certainly less than the mild steel I've got. Live chat says, did I miss something? I don't think so. Right. All right. Let's go about there. Ooh, it's twisting on me. Sheesh. Well, I tell ya. Why we can't have nice things. God, I could use that other grips I was using before might actually hold it a little nicer. But gosh, that one just makes me nervous that I'm going to end up breaking the steel. So no, I'm going to stick with this for now. And just try to hold it better. It's going. Slow and steady. This is where it might start getting might start taking a while because the anvil's cold, which means it sucks the heat out of these little thin pieces of steel pretty quickly. And unlike the other stuff, I really can't hit this once it gets cold. So, but once we get everything trued up so it's not twisting on me so much, I think we'll be good. Let's drip it. Huh. Oh, the little bit of snow that was on the outside of my garage door I can see is now, must be melting now. And dripping off. That's all right. Ooh, I missed something. What did I miss? See the end, a little more there. There. Ooh, there we're hot. Almost let that get too hot. pulling this out into so I can twist it around and make it a little handle. But this thing keeps slipping around on me. Right before, I feel so popular. All right. Almost hot. Let's see. I gotta look and see what. I gotta read. No, not doing a knife. Making a flint striker. I've done a couple knives, but they're just not my cup of tea. The amount of hammer swinging involved in making a knife is so low, and the amount of hours spent sitting at a grinder, just not my cup of tea. But I've got a museum in Wisconsin that requested a fair number of flint strikers and bottle openers for the spring. So I'm working on those. Oh, sorry. No, a flint striker. So a little piece of hardened steel that you'd hit on a piece of flint for starting a fire. So it needs to be a good high carbon hard steel for throwing sparks. But I don't have to spend 6 hours sitting at a grinder putting an edge and a polish on it. So I'm just working on drawing the handles of it out here now. But boy, I tell you, they just keep wanting to twist on me. So the flint strikers, when I make them, I try to get them to be about the right size so they fit nice in a Altoids can. And then I'll put some char cloth in the Altoids can with them. And that can then can be used in a campfire or a grill or a forge or whatever to make more. Happy New Year to yourself as well. Thanks for stopping by. So that's drawn out pretty well here now. So I'm gonna do a little curl on the end here, and then twist the whole thing back over to be a handle. Yeah. this would be a nice little piece of steel for a small, real small little knife, a little skinning knife or something. If I was a knife maker, it'd be a great steel for that. But a knife maker, I am not. Lots of respect for the patience and skill of those that do make knives. It's just not my cup of tea. All right, now there's a start to the turn. But boy, yeah, sure cool. It's amazing how much faster that steel cools here in the winter as compared to when I'm doing this in the summer and it's 90 degrees out. Which you'd think when you got steel in the quadruple digits, it's in the thousands of degrees, that 70-degree difference between 20 and 90 degrees outside wouldn't be such a deal. But apparently it is. All right, there's one side of the handle. Huh. Actually, it turned out pretty nice. So, we'll see if we can't draw the other side out comparably. And get it good and hard. And then, actually, let's see what time it is. I might be running out of minutes here. 1:20. Yeah, this is probably gonna have to be near the end for me. I gotta try to get somewhere by 2 o'clock. So, and oh shoot, and I still gotta feed myself some lunch. So yep, this is actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get this warm and then set it off to cool nice and slow, so the steel stays decent. And I've got a couple other pieces I want to do the same thing with. Let them all cool off nice and slow. And then we will have to do this again to finish up. So, well, for anyone who came in and joined, thanks for coming and hanging out. It was fun. Good to chat with you. Maybe you'll get a little snow in Massachusetts there, just for funsies. Hopefully not 19 inches that we're gonna get. But yeah, we got one with a good shot of this, some nice warm steel here. But I'm gonna put this off to cool, And thanks for coming by. Appreciate you coming to say hi. I'll give you one last shot of the snowfall out here. A little crazy. And get myself unsilhouetted. Yeah, thanks for coming by. And till next time, cheers. I get it.